My name is Bobby Hamrick, and I'm a senior at High Point University. I'm an assistant resident director here on campus, and I currently have an emotional support animal, Sutton. Say hi. The reason I have her is because about a year ago, I noticed that my heart rate was elevated constantly. It wasn't just something that happened here and there, it was constantly at a high rate. For the most part, I saw it around 115 beats per minute, and for someone like me who's active, it should be around 60 to 70. But of course, being 20 years old, I ignored it and just kind of blew it off and said, it doesn't matter. So a few months later, I had another device that can measure your heart rate, and just out of curiosity, I put it on to see what it said, and sure enough, it said 122 beats per minute. And just like before, I blew it off. I said, I don't need that. This is nothing wrong. I'm fine. I feel great. I'm fine. Nothing's wrong with me. So again, out of my stupidity, I blew it off. I didn't think I had anything wrong with me. Now we can fast forward to this past summer when I realized that I still had this issue and that something might actually be wrong. So I decided to go to a cardiologist to get it checked out. And after weeks of tests, such as a stress test where you have to get on a treadmill and run and have your heart rate elevate to a certain level, as well as wearing a heart rate monitor where they strap a bunch of almost like stickers on you, and it monitors your heart rate for 24 hours. And so after weeks of doing tests similar to those, the cardiologist said, I have no idea what's wrong with you. So that was worrisome because he's a cardiologist. He's supposed to know everything that's wrong with your heart. But he did recommend me to a specialist, an electrophysiologist, who looks at the electrical signals in your heart. And believe it or not, your heart is a muscle, but it's the only muscle that can create an electrical system. And there's a certain part of your heart called the sinus node that actually tells your heart what rate it should beat at. So for a normal person, it would say 60 to 70 beats per minute is how fast your heart should beat at. So that sinus node says beat at this rate. Well, in my case, and what the electrophysiologist found out, is that there's another part on the other side of my heart that's telling my heart to beat at a faster rate. So now it's saying, okay, you should be going 120 beats per minute instead of 60. And then within the heart, the fastest beat wins. So just because one part of my heart's saying beat at 60, it doesn't matter, because the other part of my heart's saying beat at 120, the entire heart system of the heart is going to beat at that rate. And what that condition is called is atrial tachycardia, which essentially means there's another part in your atrium of your heart that's beating at a faster rate, which is the tachycardia portion. So with that being said, I realized that something needed to be done, and there's multiple courses of action you can take. One is medicine, but according to most doctors, the medicine is proved to be ineffective. Beta blockers, calcium pills, things like that, apparently they're proven to be rather ineffective. Another course of action you can take is an operation called ablation, and that's similar to a stent operation in that they stick a couple of wires from your artery in your groin and run their way up to your heart, and then once they get to your heart, they zap the portion of your heart that's causing it to beat at a faster rate than normal. It has a 95% success rate, so I'm hoping that all will go well. Obviously, in the meantime, I need to make sure that my heart rate stays as low as possible. So that includes avoiding any unnecessary stress or anxiety. And when I was talking over with my doctor about what I could do to accomplish that goal, the idea of an emotional support animal came to mind. And she was a huge proponent of it. She said that she's seen it work in the past. She said that she truly believes animals do provide support no matter what the condition is for a human, that they can truly provide support for them. So we were talking about it, and we realized that this was probably the best thing for me to do to help keep my heart rate lower, as low as possible. So that's how Sutton came into the picture. And she has, in my opinion, certainly reduced my stress and anxiety. In fact, I've seen my heart rate come as low as 94 beats per minute. And so that to me is very reassuring, and I'm hoping that with her, along with the operation, everything will pan out. The idea of getting an emotional support animal came up between my doctor and I. My doctor said that emotional support animals can truly provide benefits to humans. That doesn't just include benefits regarding stress and anxiety. A common one that you see often is depression, and it's been proven through science that animals can provide that emotional support needed for humans. So we talked about this, and to keep my stress and anxiety levels as low as possible, we felt that an emotional support animal like Sutton could really help. And so far, it truly has. I've seen my heart rate come down as low as 94 beats per minute. So while in theory getting an emotional support animal sounds great, going through the process on campus was a little bit harder than expected. First off, you must apply to get one before it's even approved. And the application includes information about yourself and your diagnosis, information about the support animal, and then a doctor's note as well. And to me, having a doctor's note, I believe would and should suffice for having an emotional support animal. However, the university asked for multiple steps, and even when I provided my doctor's note, there were some rebuttals saying that they didn't see strong enough language towards having an emotional support animal, or seeing that an emotional support animal could be beneficial for me. However, fortunately they were very nice, and we talked through it, and they had multiple conversations with my doctor, and my support animal was approved. However, I think that there could be positive change made towards those who do have severe issues and truly need an emotional support animal.